The scientists of Solaris have bitter experiences in the revolt by the lambs 500 years ago. The revolt by the lambs, alright. They decided to do some work on the lambs. They inserted various limiters so that they would never be able to revolt. For the past 500 years, Solaris controlled the lambs' consciousness, behavior, and all. Naturally, lambs don't know anything about it. That makes it even more unforgivable, although it's highly efficient. This land is a testing ground for Solaris. Their objectives are genetic engineering, crossbreeding, and mind control. They want to collect data for the newly created organisms and general combat data. Lambs are mere livestock to be raised for Solaris' purposes. The ethos was established mainly to control the lambs. The ethos supervised the land dwellers like domestic animals. They're not doing this for fun either. It's an important simulation. Creating appropriate organisms that can align themselves with the anima relics is one of their important objectives. In any case, the lambs will continue to be Solaris' guinea pigs unless someone stops them. The limiter restrains the lamb's abilities, but there may be a way to remove it. Tara Melchior. He used to be one of the 3 sages of Shabbat. It's one of the... I'm playing too much Chrono Trigger. He must know a way to remove the limiter. The whereabouts of the 3 sages, Melchior, Balthazar, and Gasper. Dude, it is freaking the same guys from freaking Chrono Trigger, which is, it's the 3 wise men from the Bible, isn't it? Or something like that. Melchior, Balthazar, and Gasper is the from Zeal, right? The Melchior created Masamune. Balthazar was the Melchior was life, Balthazar was time, and no, Gasper was time, and Balthazar was like reason. It was originally going to be a Trigger sequel. They failed to pitch it as Final Fantasy VII. 1 second. Like, I have to, like... I want to, like, screenshot this, send it to Dez. Oh, 1 second. Like, apparently I'm playing the Chrono Trigger sequel. Oh man, that's funny. I mean, the names are from like Christian mythology, right? I think they're the 3 wise men that visited Jesus or something. Like, you know, Melchior. So it still fits with like everything else they're doing in this game with the naming and everything. Yeah, the Magi. Balthazar is represented as the king of Arabia or Ethiopia. Melchior is the king of Persia, and Gaspar the king of India. It's the 3. It's not the why. It's the 3 kings that like came to visit Jesus or whatever. Yeah. All right. The whereabouts of the 3 sages, Melchior, Balthazar, and Gaspar, have not been known since the Great War. There's even a rumor that they lost faith in humans because of the tragedy in Nisan. So we know where Balthazar is. We haven't heard about the other 2 before. Solaris' activities have increased once again. Should check the end of time. And... Alright, I wonder where they are and what they're up to. Almost looks like a chest. A man named Krellian was the mastermind behind the planting of the limiter in the lambs. He was originally a lamb, and he learned molecular engineering from the sage Melchior personally. but he misused it for such a terrible act, an unbelievable monster. It's interesting. So they're trying to genetically engineer humans to be able to activate these anima relics. Actually, somebody in one of the previous streams said that there were no survivors from the crash at the beginning. I wish I hadn't said that because that feels like a spoiler to me, because I assumed there were. But like, if Solaris like created the lambs, for one, it would like explain their disdain for them and treating them like animals. They're literally just test subjects, right? If the anima relics are like the Zohar things, right? And they need like a human to activate them, right? And the Gazelle Ministry are just like computers, so they couldn't, right? Or they have like these nanite clouds and shit. Like, are they literally just trying to bioengineer a creature that can activate the damn things? Related but not like the Zohar. All right, I don't know yet. I'll find out, you know. Obviously. This is the tactical command room. Currently, we are keeping track of the activities of both Solaris and the land and collecting data. Lately, there's been a lot of unusual activities on the surface. You think Solaris found something? And that doesn't explain Faye and Ellie yet either. So the anima relics were created by God's wisdom. I wonder if that is truly the case. All in all, that unit was meant to merge with something inorganic. That would be the proper assumption. It's foolish of human to try to depend on such things. Oh my, I've said too much. Forget what I said. The power of the Omnigears was so great that they could even hold back Diablos, collapsed 500 years ago. Diabolos. If any more of these fall into the hands of the enemy, our future and even those of the land dwellers will be... I implore you, land dwellers, we require your assistance. Shavat must collect the remaining anima relics by any means necessary. Omnigears. There's multiple Omnigears? That which the Gazelle Ministry of Solaris desperately seeks is the 12 anima relics created by God's wisdom. Okay, here we go. The merging of an anima relic and a gear can produce an omni gear. Okay. But the subjects must be in suitable synchronization, or else the transformation will not occur. Some of the anima relics have been discovered, but there are still more left undiscovered, sleeping deep in the earth. Even we have been devoting as much to the search, but to no avail. Interesting. This is the library where many books are gathered. This place is packed with many ancient books that you cannot find on the surface. If you're a book fanatic, you'll drool over books like our first run prints, limited books, autograph books, banned books, and mountains of hard to find books, and more mountains and mountains of books. That's too much. Well, setting that aside, if there's something you want to know about from the past, it'd be good to go in and talk to the librarians. Don't worry, it's their job to tell the new people from the surface about the past. Well, I do need to know that. The powerless are maimed and slaughtered all because of those crazed leaders give their one bloodlusted order. It doesn't matter how advanced your technology or culture is, it's the same thing. Not one thing has changed over the years. It's gotten so sad you can almost laugh. How long does this have to last? Long ago, I've heard that a lone choo-choo was taken from the town by wise men. I haven't heard what happened after that. I hope that choo-choo is doing well. Is that the one that's with, Margie? Maybe? Surviving through the Great War 500 years ago and the Diabolus collapse, we and the rest of our comrades secluded ourselves on Shavat. By the time Shavat was being constructed at the tip of Babel Tower, we were able to escape to the sky before Solaris once again ascended to power over the land. Since then, we've been wandering the skies while overlooking the activities of the land below. Said when Solaris once again got control over the land. So does that mean that whatever Faye did 500 years ago in the collapse or whatever, like Solaris fell from power for a period? And that's what gave people the chance to build Shavat, maybe? After the war, Solaris used a gate, like ours, to separate itself from the surface. And then they erased all memory of their existence from the surface dwellers. Like, okay, so they can like put limiters on the surface dwellers, they can erase their existence from the surface dwellers. Due to this, the surface dwellers are still not aware that they've been secretly dominated by Solaris all along. To be born into a false reality and grow up in it and die in it without ever approaching the truth. That is the life of a surface dweller. How do they do that? The gate seems to be what they call like the force field. Like it separates them, you know? You're probably already aware of this, but this Shavat is protected by a special gate made possible by ancient technology. Even Solaris cannot break this barrier. Because of that, we were able to avoid being invaded to this day, but even with that, we don't have the power to attack Solaris either. The stalemate. Basically, we've just been glaring at each other. At one point, Solaris and its Gazelle ministry made up of 12 elders. That's the number 12 again. 12 Animus relics, 12 elders, dominated the world with more military might than they have presently. Didn't someone say there were only 8 Gazelle ministers now? 4 of them died? The people on the land were treated like slaves. If any of them resisted, they were quickly and mercilessly dealt with. They treated people as if they weren't living beings. Eventually, people on the surface began to rebel from all parts and ultimately led to the Solaris Shavat War 500 years ago. The Great War that unfolded between Solaris and Shavat 500 years ago, it was a heroic battle with the freedom and independence of the land dwellers at stake. The rebel army, which centered around Shavat, was successful at attacking the inner citadel of Solaris, but only with tremendous sacrifices. However, before we almost made it, the unthinkable happened. A new enemy appeared that even Solaris had not anticipated. That was when the nightmare began, the nightmare never seen before, a nightmare that we pray would never have to see again. Oh my god, was that Faye? Ooh. Solaris has been said to have a gate that like keeps the land dwellers from like they just keep them like corralled in one place basically. It was the Aegis, right, obviously. Well, the Aegis has a Zohar-shaped Animus relic, right? That she merges with her gear, like with her, I don't know. Diabolos. The sudden appearance of the mysterious army put a full stop to the battle between the humans 500 years ago. Those angels of death, utterly unrivaled with no fear or mercy, their only intention was to eradicate all life on the planet. Even Solaris' proudest gear battalions were the mere flies to them. Nothing stopped them as they indiscriminately slaughtered and trampled upon countless lives. At the time, people were certain that the end of the world was approaching. Dominated by feelings of constant fear and hopelessness, it was a dreadful life. So Diabolos was this like army of gears that or angels that just showed up, but they fell. They said there was the destruction of Diabolos, right? The fall of Diabolos. The reason mankind was able to make it through and survive certain death 500 years ago was because of the power of these giants created through God's wisdom. Roni Fatima and the other young fighters piloted these giants and destroyed the heart of Diabolos. Seeing an opportunity to counterattack, mankind desperately stood up against Diabolos. This is the first we're hearing of this, and successfully annihilated them. Roni Fatima, Queen Zephyr, and the rest of the young ones put their lives on the line and won back. Hey, what's that? Hey, thanks for the host. The thing's not updating its information. One sec. The future for this world. What about the future for this world? This is the last little bit of a sentence, right? The Kane Reaver hosted me. Thanks for the host, man. It is a great old game. Are you playing it too? What you been streaming? Those giants which fought long ago to save us. An existence which surpasses all other gears. They are the legendary Omni Gears. One of them is the treasure of the Ave royal family. So that's what the Fatima thing leads to, which is currently resting somewhere within the continent of Ignis. But I can't guarantee that. So Bart was right, it is an Omni Gear, but it's just a Omni Gear, not the Omni Gear. And Queen Zephyr probably has one too, right? You would think. Tarkov, alright. Also a fun game. Let's go see Queen Zephyr. Hey, Wise Man survived. We didn't know if he lived last time we saw him. Gazelle did say Shavat had an animal like it did, yeah? You're finally here. Where have you been? Why are you here? I've told you before. I learned martial arts with your father in Shavat. The queen is waiting. Go ahead. I want him to take off his damn mask. Like, Wiseman could be our father, like, for all I know. Like, he could just be, like, saying, you know, with your father. I don't know. The man won't take his mask off. Alright. Please come in. Although, I doubt that. But, like, still. Oh. How has the queen lived for 500 years? How's that other guy outside lived for 500 years? And look at, she's, like, off on her own, huh? Oh, look at this. They're like inviting me to approach the queen. Alright. She looks young too for someone who's over 500 years old. Thank you for coming such a long way. I am the queen of Shavat, Zephyr. Your Majesty, you're the... I may appear to be like this, but I am actually 522 years old. 522, is that really possible? Yes. I and a select few of the vassals have undergone some special life-extending treatments. We were required to continue living until the final day approaches because of one man. To continue living, this is our atonement for that tragedy 500 years ago. But let's discontinue this discussion of the past. I've heard many things about all of you from Wiseman. Wiseman has been conducting his operations on the surface under my orders. To keep an eye on that man's activities. Also, he was ordered to bring anyone from the surface who would be of help to us to Shavat. 500 years ago, we fought against Solaris for freedom of the land dwellers. Even after that, we continue to resist Solaris, although we are short of any real power. Land dwellers, can you find it in your heart to help us? We must free mankind from the grasp of Solaris. We must gain true freedom and build a peaceful world to live in. I see, you're quite right. But there's no guarantee that you aren't the same as Solaris, right? Even if Solaris were to be defeated, the people of the surface may just as well encounter a new dominator. However, I tell no lie. When I say we are doing this purely for the future of the land dwellers, if you still cannot believe us, then defeat Solaris, gain back the independence of the land dwellers, and then see if we still embrace the heavens together. It should do you some good if you rest in the palace and think about it. You must think about what you ought to do. But remember, Solaris has been quite active lately, so we don't have much time for leisure. As for you, Ellie, your family and friends, you must understand that they will all have to be your enemies. Without this clear understanding, you may be placing your companions in a situation where it will cost them their lives. Yeah, I mean, she's full-blooded Solarian, right? So her whole family is in Solaris. Her father apparently has some kind of power in Solaris, too. We don't really know much about who he is yet. Yes, I understand. Very well then, now go and get some rest. That's it? Okay, well... I got more from the people in the city. Hey, go with Shavat. Your father Khan would have wanted you to. Check these side doors. Are you finished talking to the Queen? What do you all plan on doing? Are you going to fight alongside the people of Shavat against Solaris? Everyone is searching for a reason to live, a reason to fight, to understand better the meaning of death. However, that is something we must find on our own and make it our own. That's what my grandfather said, though I don't understand what he meant by it. It's already been 5 years since my grandfather brought me to Shavat. Grandfather and the Queen always told me not to leave Shavat, that I must not go to Solaris alone. There's no way I could lose to any other gear in Zebson. There's just no way. I'll step on all those Solarians with Zebson, beat them down and beat them all down. Why does Grandfather and the Queen stop me? Don't they care what happens to Father? Are they just going to stand by and watch him die? I can't forgive those people who've tortured Father and who silently stand by and watch. Even as we speak, my father in Solaris may be... Oh, she's totally joining the party. I mean, someone already said Maria joined the party, but still. Alright. We're supposed to go rest. Got one more door to check. J. Cox. Yeah, you can talk about Maria, I guess, as long as it's not a spoiler. Judging by the party select screen where you choose who's in your party, there's still 3 more slots on there. Maria's probably one of them. That leaves 2 more party members we don't know about. This late in the game, that's a little surprising. There could be one of them, they could be optional too, like it might be like I missed somebody, I don't know. That's a rather old picture. Is it a picture of the family? Parents, a girl, and a younger brother? Everyone seems to be smiling happily. Interesting. I don't seem to be able to rest here. They told me a place I could rest. I just trying to remember where it is. It's one of these doors, isn't it? I'm done talking to you. Oh man. No. All right. Yeah, it is the room. Excuse me. Got a save point, chest that we can't open. All right. We still got time. Let's keep going. Plenty of time. Oh, you go back to the queen now? Maybe? We slept on it and we decided that we want to do whatever. Faye, go with Shabbat. Oh, he's saying the same thing, so. Have you decided? My heart is set. All right. Ooh. Huh? What was that shaking? Your Majesty. Was that enemy? Your Majesty, something dreadful is... What's the meaning of this? Yes, that is, we have an intruder in the dock area. The gate generator has been destroyed. What? What's the damage report? Yes, subsystems are destroyed. Gate generation has dropped 70% from normal. We've devoted everything to firefighting and repairs. It still takes some time. What of the intruders? If you believe it's just a lone Gebler soldier, it seems the individual has escaped to the number 17 hangar. Number 17 hangar bay? Zebson. Maria, wait. It is too dangerous to go by yourself. But we can't just let the spy be. Your Majesty, we have our hands full just trying to fight the fire on the shield generator. If someone doesn't do something, it's possible we'll have more losses. I'll be fine. I can go it alone. Maria, what can you do now that you don't even have Zebson? But... should we go down with Maria? It's the Gebler, right? I'm still ticked off at them. I'll take them on. Is it fine with you, Faye? Please take care of Maria and be careful out there. See, if she was alive and like a key player 500 years ago, would she recognize Faye and Ellie? She hasn't mentioned it at all. Then let's get going, Maria. Then let's all go together. And this may be asking for too much, but would it be possible to have one of you stay behind with the Queen? We do not have the combat expertise and experience, and if something ever happened to the Queen... Alright, I got it. Then one of us should stay behind. Who will you leave here? Ooh. Let's leave Ellie. Billy's our healer and he's really good damage. Oh, but well, he have to fight by himself. Maybe we need to... Yeah, you gotta use Maria. That makes sense. She's the new party member, right? I'm gonna keep Billy. I'm gonna leave Ellie and hope that works out. All right, so Maria joined the party. Let's see how she's equipped and everything.